Have you noticed things feel different lately? Not just your knees, not just your sleep, something deeper. And here's the truth no one talks about. Once you hit 70, your body and mind begin changing in ways that happen whether you're ready or not. Some of these changes are subtle, some are surprising, and one of them, most people don't realize it's happening until it's almost too late. But here's the good news. When you understand what's coming, you gain power over it. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 things that inevitably happen after 70, and what you can do right now to stay strong, sharp, and independent. Stay with me until the end, because number 5 might completely change how you look at aging. Let's begin. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed it's a little harder to get up from a low chair? Maybe climbing stairs leaves you slightly more winded than it used to. Maybe carrying groceries feels heavier, even though the bags are the same. That's not just getting older. That's muscle quietly slipping away. After 70, your body begins losing muscle faster than ever before. It's called sarcopenia, and it doesn't ask permission. It doesn't send you a warning letter. It doesn't knock on the door. It doesn't wait until you're ready. It just slowly, steadily takes, even if you feel fine, even if you're active, even if you've always been strong. Here's something most people don't realize. Starting in your 30s, muscle begins declining by about 3 to 5% per decade. That's gradual, almost invisible. But after 70, that loss speeds up, sometimes dramatically. And here's the part that surprises people. You don't notice muscle disappearing when you look in the mirror. You notice it when you catch yourself before a fall and realize you almost couldn't. You need both hands to push yourself out of bed. You hesitate before stepping off a curb. Muscle isn't just about strength. It's about stability. It's about safety. It's about freedom. When muscle decreases, 4 critical things begin to change. First, your balance weakens. The small stabilizing muscles around your hips, ankles, and core shrink. These are the muscles that keep you upright when you trip or turn too quickly. Second, your reaction time slows. When you stumble, your muscles need to fire instantly to catch you. With less muscle mass, that response becomes weaker and slower. Third, your bones become more vulnerable. Muscle protects bone. Less muscle means less shock absorption. That's one reason hip fractures become more common after 70. And fourth, and perhaps most important, you lose independence. This is why falls are the leading cause of injury among older adults. One fall can change everything. One broken hip can mean surgery, rehabilitation, loss of mobility, sometimes never returning home. But here's what most people don't realize. Muscle loss is not permanent. Let me say that again. It is not permanent. Your body can still build muscle at 70, at 75, at 85. Studies have shown that even people in their 90s can gain measurable strength through simple resistance training. Why? Because your muscles still respond to challenge. They may respond a little slower than they did at 40, but they respond. The problem isn't age, the problem is inactivity. Many seniors become less active without even realizing it. You retire, you drive more and walk less, you sit longer, you move carefully, and slowly your muscles adapt by shrinking. Your body follows the rule, use it or lose it. But here's the good news. It doesn't take extreme workouts. It doesn't take a gym membership. It doesn't take lifting heavy weights. The key isn't intensity, it's consistency. Small repeated movements signal to your body, we still need this muscle. Simple strength exercises can make a powerful difference. Wall push-ups to strengthen your chest, shoulders, and arms. Chair squats to build thigh and hip strength. Light resistance bands to maintain joint stability. Standing calf raises while holding a counter. Gentle core tightening exercises while seated. walking with intention, not just strolling, but engaging your posture and pace. Even 15 minutes a day, 15, that's less time than a television commercial break. 15 minutes can slow muscle decline, sometimes even reverse it. And here's something fascinating. Strength training doesn't just build muscle. It improves blood sugar control. It supports heart health. It strengthens bones. It boosts mood. It sharpens thinking. Because when you move your body, you send a powerful message to your brain. We are still alive. We are still capable. We are still strong. There's also a psychological shift that happens. When you feel physically stronger, you feel mentally braver. You walk with more confidence. You move without fear. You say yes more often. Confidence is built in the muscles. Let me ask you something honestly. Are you moving enough to protect your future self? Not today's self, your future self. The version of you 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Will that version of you thank you or wish you had started sooner? Because the difference between needing help to stand and standing on your own often comes down to muscle. The difference between walking confidently into a room and worrying about falling often comes down to muscle. The difference between staying in your home and needing assisted care often comes down to muscle. That may sound dramatic, but it's true. Strength is independence, and independence is priceless. Now here's the part most people don't expect. Muscle doesn't just affect your body, it affects something deeper, something even more surprising, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Let's talk about something almost everyone over 70 worries about, but few say out loud. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly thought, "Why did I come in here?" Or struggled to remember a name that used to come instantly? Maybe you misplaced your glasses while they were sitting on your head. In those moments, a quiet fear can creep in. Is this normal, or is something wrong? Here's the reassuring truth. After 70, your brain changes, but it does not automatically mean dementia. For most people, these changes are part of normal aging, and understanding the difference can bring enormous peace of mind. As we age, certain cognitive abilities naturally shift. Processing speed slows slightly. It may take a little longer to retrieve information. Short-term recall can become less reliable. Multitasking becomes more difficult. You might find it harder to follow a fast-paced conversation when multiple people are talking. But here's what's fascinating and rarely discussed. While some abilities slow down, others actually improve. Wisdom deepens. Your brain becomes better at emotional regulation. You react less impulsively. You understand people more clearly. You develop stronger pattern recognition, the ability to see how situations unfold because you've lived through so many of them. You gain what scientists call crystallized intelligence. That's life knowledge, experience, perspective. You may not remember every detail as quickly, but you understand life more fully than you ever have. Think about that. Your brain isn't simply declining, it's evolving. It's shifting from speed to depth, from quick recall to rich understanding, from multitasking to meaningful focus. The real danger isn't aging, it's isolation. After 70, something subtle begins to happen socially. Social circles shrink, friends move away, some face health challenges, some pass on. Family members become busy, grandchildren grow up, schedules change, and suddenly, without realizing it, conversations become less frequent, days become quieter, and loneliness begins to settle in. Here's something powerful and sobering. Research has shown that chronic loneliness can impact health as severely as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, that's serious. Loneliness increases stress hormones. It raises inflammation. It affects memory. It increases risk for depression and cognitive decline. Your brain is not designed for isolation. It is designed for connection, Conversation stimulates neural pathways. Laughter releases protective chemicals. Engaging discussions strengthen memory circuits. Learning new things builds new brain connections, even at 70, 80, or beyond. Your brain needs conversation, laughter, mental challenges, purpose. Without those, it begins to slow unnecessarily. But with them, it stays surprisingly resilient. So what can you do? Read something slightly challenging, not just headlines, something that makes you think. Play games that stretch your mind. Crosswords, word searches, chess, card games. Call someone, even if it feels awkward at first. Connection doesn't have to be long, it just has to be real. Join a local group, book club, walking club, church group, community centre activity. Learn something new, a language, an instrument, a hobby you've always been curious about, and perhaps most powerful of all. Teach what you know. Share your stories, your lessons, your failures, your victories. When you teach, your brain organizes and strengthens memories in new ways. You remind yourself that your experience still matters, because it does. And here's something deeply important. Forgetting where you put your keys is normal aging. Forgetting what keys are for, that's different. Occasional forgetfulness, normal. Consistent confusion, that deserves medical attention. Understanding that difference removes unnecessary fear. Your brain after 70 is not broken. It's selective. It prioritizes meaning over speed. It filters out noise, and it protects what matters most. But like muscle, it must be used. The brain that stays engaged stays sharper longer. The brain that stays connected stays healthier longer. And the brain that has purpose stays resilient longer. But there's another change almost everyone experiences after 70. It doesn't involve strength. It doesn't involve memory. It happens quietly at night, and few people talk about it openly. Let's talk about sleep. If you're waking up at 3 a.m. more often, you're not alone. After 70, deep sleep decreases, nighttime awakenings increase, naps become more tempting. Your internal clock shifts, but here's the mistake many seniors make. They assume poor sleep is just part of aging and ignore it. Sleep affects memory, mood, blood pressure, immune strength, weight regulation. Instead of fighting sleep changes, work with them. Keep consistent bedtime. Get sunlight early in the day. Avoid long afternoon naps. Limit screens before bed. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. And most importantly, don't lie in bed worrying about sleep. Relaxation helps more than frustration, because the better you sleep, the better you age. Now let's talk about something that surprises almost everyone. Have you noticed that you gain weight more easily now, or that losing it feels impossible? After 70, muscle mass drops, hormones shift, activity levels decline, and your body burns fewer calories, even at rest. This doesn't mean you must starve yourself. It means you must eat smarter. Focus on protein at every meal, fiber-rich vegetables, healthy fats, staying hydrated. Many seniors are actually under-eating protein, which accelerates muscle loss. Aim for steady nourishment, not restriction. Because the goal isn't to be thinner, the goal is to be stronger. But there's one more change, and this one is emotional. This is the one no one prepares you for. After 70, life often slows down. Children are grown, careers are finished, social calendars shrink, and sometimes the house feels quieter. For some, this brings peace. For others, it brings sadness. Here's the truth. Purpose becomes more important than productivity. You don't need a job to matter. You don't need a schedule to be valuable, but you do need meaning. Studies show people over 70 who feel a strong sense of purpose, live longer, recover faster from illness, have lower depression rates, maintain sharper cognition. Purpose can be volunteering, mentoring, gardening, faith, art, caring for others, even sharing stories with grandchildren. You have something priceless, experience, and the world still needs it. Turning 70 isn't the beginning of the end, it's the beginning of a different kind of strength. Yes, your body changes. Yes, some things slow down, but many things deepen. Patience, perspective, gratitude, clarity. Aging is not about losing youth. It's about gaining wisdom while protecting your health. And the difference between struggling and thriving comes down to what you do next. If this video helped you, type strong at 70 in the comments. Let's encourage each other. And if you're over 60 and committed to staying healthy, independent, and sharp, subscribe to this channel because growing older is inevitable. Growing weaker is optional. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay wise, stay moving.